Okay, more about these Olympics. Man, it is just not looking good over in Rio. And every time I see a new story about something terrible over there regarding the Olympics, making it look like, man, they may call this off ultimately, I cannot help but to think of the damn John Teeter story. And while I'm not sitting here saying that I know for a fact the Olympics this year are going to be canceled because so and so such, no, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is all the things that man said, Teeter said, I have to sit back in awe many times as things unfold. Things he said would be coming are finally, not even like recently, but have finally come. Things he said to look out for, where our government's heading, where the country's heading, etc. He has nailed that part. And there's a lot more to come. Not good. But again, every time I see something about the Olympics, I just think to myself, how possible it is that will it get canceled? Will it start then cancel, or is it just going to go on and the hell with it? That's definitely a possibility. Welcome to Rio, Zero Hedge. Olympic Village catches fire. Athletes robbed, and water is teeming with dangerous viruses. Hey, listen, you guys gonna do that little what do they call that? They're in the boats and they're doing the race, whatever the hell that is. I can't think of it, rowing or whatever. They're doing it, and then all of a sudden, something splashes on them. Maybe they're in the lead. They're just barely inching it out, and they're going, and the water hits them in the face. He starts thinking, "Oh my God, teeming with dangerous viruses." Kind of loses his mental train of thought. Gets a little nervous. Oh, let me get that out of my mouth. They lose the freaking race. Can you imagine that? Poor guys. As the Olympic Games are set to get underway in Rio de Janeiro, the host country is experiencing a couple of, we'll call it minor glitches. Already reports have come in of gas leaks in athlete rooms which the Australians, by the way, have labeled uninhabitable. Thanks for the room. We can't take it. We're leaving. Oh, interesting. Athletes, so reports of gas leaks in the athletes' room, athletes being robbed, a collapse of the main boat ramp intended for use in sailing competitions, and a minor problem with water quality, which an AP study found to be contaminated with raw human sewage teeming with dangerous viruses and bacteria. On the water issue, the Associated Press commissioned a 16-month study on the waterways of Rio, which revealed consistent and dangerously high levels of viruses from pollution in untreated human sewage. Which, by the way, wife sent me something yesterday. State of Florida is going to, I don't know if it's the federal EPA or I think it's the state of Florida's EPA thing, their division. We're going to relook at allowable chemicals to be put in the water of Florida, waterways, rivers, lakes, etc. Pollutants. And they're thinking, do you remember what the number was? It was like doubling or something what was currently allowed. But they're going to take out a couple of ones that have known carcinogens and add double the amount of the other ones, some of which also have some carcinogens. Having said that, let's focus on Rio here, when I should be focusing on the one closer to home, but, got to give the people news wherever the news may be. On the water issue, the Associated Press commissioned a 16-month study on the waterways of Rio, which revealed consistent and dangerously high levels of viruses from pollution and untreated human sewage. In fact, the Associated Press tests revealed that Copacabana Beach, where the marathon and triathlon swimming are to be held, and thousands of tourists are likely to take a dip, exceeded California's limit for fecal coliforms, also known as poop, by 5 times over the 13 months of testing. In addition, tests found that infectious adenovirus whatever that is, readings turned up at nearly 90% of the test sites over 16 months of testing. Dr. Valerie Harwood, chair of the Department of Integrative Biology at the University of South Florida, reflected on the test results. That's a very, very, very high percentage. Seeing that level of human pathogenic virus is pretty much unheard of in surface waters in the U.S. You would never, ever see these levels because we treat our wastewater. You just would not see this. When asked what athletes could do to protect themselves from illness at the games, Dr. Harwood responded very simply, don't put your head underwater. Okay, that might be difficult. As if reports of raw sewage in the water wasn't enough for Olympic sailors, the main ramp of the Rio de Janeiro Olympics sailing venue partially collapsed on Saturday, a little over a week before it is to be used for competition. The Rio 2016 committee said the ramp will need to undergo repairs, while members of sailing delegations said the structure was destroyed and would have to be completely redone. Meanwhile, back at the Olympic Village, Australian athletes describe rooms as uninhabitable after reports surfaced of a gas leak and exposed wiring. If that weren't bad enough, a fire started by an employee in one of the buildings was apparently used as cover to rob some Australian athletes of their team shirts and a laptop. Well, at least everyone will be safe, right? Well, apparently not so much. According to sources, Brazil is being forced to bring in 3,000 National Guard members to assist with security at the games after a security company's last-minute admission that it failed to hire enough workers to man gates and operate X-ray machines? Artel Recursos Humanos, a small company which won the $5 million security contract for the games in spite of no previous experience with securities contracts, apparently only managed to hire 500 employees instead of the 3,400 guaranteed under the contract. Now, hold on a second. I got a major problem with that one. I sent myself a little note. Are you telling me that there are so many employed people in Brazil, they were only able to find 500 of these 3,400 security jobs? And is it a first-time security company? Yes, it is. Which means what? Why is a first, I may have to do some research after this video. Is by chance, what is this called? Artel Recursos Humanos. Are they another G4S, whatever that thing was called? Remember? Omar Martin, Orlando, shooting, security guard. Some of our clients, crisis actors, his security company. No kidding. And further, how in the hell could anybody, any company, in freaking Brazil, by the way, not be able to have a line a mile long of people wanting to do the security work for the Olympics? They need 3,400. We only could get 500. Google. Not that this may be exactly accurate since it's probably be government stats, but let's just see. Unemployment stats, Brazil. 4 days ago. Updated 4 days ago. What do we got here? Not 11.3% as of April, May, June. In Brazil, the unemployment rate measures the number of people actively looking for a job as a percentage of the labor force. So in other words, they use the same model we do. These are people actively looking for a job. What about those who aren't because they gave up? We don't count those. So their official number is almost 11.5%. Which also means what? The ones who gave up looking makes it even higher. So you're telling me that a country where 1 out of 10 are not employed, you could only find 500 out of a venue for 3,500, in which they're probably going to get paid pretty decently. For God's sakes, they had a $5 million contract. Let's just, for the sake of that argument, 5 million divided by, and I know the company has to get some, but let's just say 3,400 employees. $1,470 per person. $1,470. So again, you could pay them $1,000 a piece, which would give the company a lot of money, corporate profit. And this is again, $5 million contract. This is American dollars in Brazil. It's going to go a long way. So telling someone, just for the Olympic venue, we need you here, we're going to pay you $1,000. Let's double check something else. Google average salary in Brazil. The country's overall monthly salary is $678. Brazil's official minimum wage in 2010 was $288 a month, less than $10 per day. Incomes tend to be higher in the south and southeast areas of the country. The coastal city of Florianopolis boasted the country's highest average income of $888 per month. Again, everybody, we're willing to pay you $1,000 for this security job. Can't find anybody. Even if you're getting less than the average, let's say, okay? You're getting less than the average, but you're still out of a job, you're unemployed. Damn it, I'll take anything. Give me some freaking money, right? Isn't that normally the mindset? Nope. We were only able to hire 500 employees. So I'd like, not that I'm going to be able to find out probably, but you got a contract that says you have to have 3,400 guaranteed under this contract. Is there going to be some shenanigans where that company gets the $5 million? We only have to have 500 employees paid. Uncle Sam or Uncle Buenos in Brazil, Uncle Buenos is going to pick up the tab with the National Guard. I'm going to pause this video for just a second because I am very, very interested to see what I can find out about this security company. Who's it tied to? Can I find anything out? Stand by. Well, most everything I can find is in Spanish, but what little I did find, this Artel Recursos Humanos is essentially a temp hiring agency type of a deal. That is the best I can find. So they're not necessarily a company, like a security company. So I just wanted to share that with you because I am honestly concerned that these Olympics may not happen or get canceled during something. But then again, maybe not. But have you ever heard of anything like this in your lives during any Olympics, period? Answer is no. Take care.